Hello again, it's Dion from Masters Remediation. Today we're going to discuss plumbing, and specifically we're going to discuss things that you can do in the forms of preventative maintenance so that you don't have a flood. So when we go to job sites, we are always seeing the same issues over and over and over. So here's a few tips of things that you can do that is going to help you. Always make sure that at least once a year you clean your drain lines, because the last thing you want is a sewage backup, particularly in your basement where your whole basement is flooded out with sewage and you've got to deal with that. So make sure you always snake your lines yourself or get them snaked properly. Contact the city and ask them to come out once a year and clean out the lines from the city to your unit. It doesn't take much to make a phone call. And most people obviously don't think to do this, but it really is a good preventative measure. We just finished up a job by the PNE where that exact issue had occurred, and actually these people had 2 floods in the course of 30 days because the city did not clear out their lines properly. Wintertime, frost plugs, you're going to want to make sure that your lines are obviously turned off and that they should be upgraded so that they have a frost plug so that you're not going to have freezing and your line's going to burst that way. If you have any taps or anything that is dripping that needs to be repaired, take the time to make these repairs, because it really doesn't take long, and next thing you know you're out of the house one day and you come home and suddenly there's this catastrophe simply because something wasn't taken care of soon enough. Also, one of the things you're going to want to do is check underneath your sinks and check the line that goes from the tap down to your shut-off valve. You usually have a hot water line and a cold water line, and sometimes those are made out of a certain type of plastic, and over time they harden and they become brittle. And we've done lots of jobs over the years whereby that just simply pops off from wear, or sometimes people are trying to move them around a bit and it simply snaps off, but typically they pop off over time. So if you have a plastic or PVC line, simply get it replaced.
Masters Remediation Services has been involved in flood and water damage restoration throughout Greater Vancouver for years, and they've seen every way that regular people just like you lose money because they don't know how to prevent further damage after a disaster. So they've put together a series of videos and frequently asked questions about what to expect during restoration, and a free guide about how to minimize the damage. If you go to mastersremediation.com/flood, you can access the free information, including the guide called Critical First Steps to Prevent Costly Secondary Damage Before It's Too Late. So head on over to mastersremediation.com/flood to claim your free guide and a coupon valued at $200 for new customers.